Hey y'all, welcome to Caesar Cooks. We're gonna make a health essentials tutorial. I don't know how else to start that, so let's get going. Uh, let's really just we're gonna more brainstorm, list things off. You know what I mean? That's more the flow for today. So let's start with it's like 4 or 5 completely essential things I'd consider, and then some miscellaneous things that I think are just generally good for your health to consider. But I want to keep a good list of about 5 things that, and again, that number might change, but I'm thinking about 5 things that could generally keep you healthy day to day. You could think about multiple times a day. Am I meeting that checklist? Am I good? Morning, night, sleep ish block. Because I think about it in the shifts. You know, most adults in America work first shift, second shift, third shift. I don't know how it works in most countries, but that's what I'm used to. So first, second, third shift of your day, are you? Again, we're gonna cover these basics, but we're gonna get there. Or are you completed in these categories during every part of the day? So we'll get to it. Uh, let's start with let's see. You got sleep, right? So one of those blocks is gonna consist of did you sleep? Maybe I should resize this a little bit. So we got sleep first. Next I'm gonna say we got diet. That's really what I'm gonna focus on the most on this channel. That's what I'll probably focus on in this video the most. Just in general, I think that's the groundstone. You could say sleep. I don't get to sleep much. I know a lot of Americans and general people go for the doctor path in college or life. So definitely in those fields, I heard they even test you that in the military on not sleeping. So sleeping can be more subjective. Some people, I guess, even naturally need 4 to 5 hours of sleep at the extreme end. That's what they're known to need to be healthy, ideally. Some people are built different, and that's not even, and that's a very small percentage. I think that's like what 1% of people just eyeballing it. I don't know. 4 or 5 hours, man, that's crazy. But 8 hours is obviously the recommended for, I'm gonna say, half of people, median, whatever you want to call it. Both of those. But yeah, it's pretty good. Uh, but besides that, again, we got sleep, we got diet. Oh, exercise. I always spell check myself with that. I can't lie to y'all. It's one of them little words that fuck with the mind a little bit. But we got exercise. Exercise for sure. Definitely, I got a messed up shoulder socket. You know what I mean? Nice Friday over here. So for me, I can't even exercise it too good. I don't do weights with that at all. The dumbbells, most weight, and I'm still into martial arts, so I had to adapt into using most of my left arm. My feet, that's no problem. I'm a kicker, baby. I don't mind getting into some submissions. You know what I mean? I'll tap out if I have to, because of my shoulder. But so far, no issues. I've done it a couple times since my injury. But yeah, you want to get the exercise. Doesn't matter what injury you have, what age you are, what if you have to just walk to get it, you need something. And I don't believe in just walking for exercise. I think you definitely want to push yourself more than that. But if that is your extreme, if you are morbidly obese, if you are injured to the point walking is all you could do, if you're in a wheelchair, maybe the opposite. If you could do any sort of dumbbell from your upper body, like just figure something out. If you completely cannot exercise, then you're on the boat where I said sleep could be sacrificed if everything else is on point. So maybe if you can't diet for whatever reason, I heard of some people, they have a disease, they can't absorb nutrients. There's some shit out here people gotta deal with, man. So in that case, your diet, I would put a big X on, make sure everything else is maxed out, and then you focus on your diet being maxed out little by little. That's just me. I'm not, I didn't go to college for this, but so you got sleep, you got diet, you got exercise. Next I'm gonna say is hydration. I was debating putting water, but no, let's put hydration. You wanna make sure you're hydrated. You wanna make sure, you get your water intake in. I don't believe in juice. Low key, I may say something controversial. I think soda. Do I have my cam chat? I think soda is better than juice. Nah, fuck it. I think soda is better than juice. Cause someone like me, I don't drink it often, right? If you drink soda every day, you're gonna be like, oh, this is like juice. You want the taste, but you're not getting the nutrition. Now, here's the thing: juice to begin with doesn't have nutrition. It's really water, maybe some sort of syrup, depending on the juice. Really, yeah, water. Yeah, I'm trying to think like milk, like as a base, the main consistency, but just sugar and water plus flavors. That's juice. It's not really like you're getting orange juice. You're getting orange puree. Like no, you're drinking orange flavors with sugar and water, essentially, right? I think we're all in agreement of that, right? So if we're drinking soda, we get that fizz that wakes you up a little bit. So I'm used to working a third shift and all these crazy hours where you gotta try to stay up and fight your body. Again, going back to doctors, military, I do different shifts. Again, I don't want to even say the jobs, but different third shifts in different industries I've done. Sometimes you want that soda, just wake up a little bit. My tip is I find bottled soda is more consistent versus you go to fast food, you get a still soda, unless you're willing to go there, wait for them to get your fresher one. You know what I mean? But definitely soda, don't sleep on. I think soda might be better than juice. I mean, pound for pound, yeah, juice is better because, soda got a bunch of shit in it, chemicals, you name it. More on a desperation level. I think it's better you cut off both, just drink nothing but water, ideally. So for hydration, strictly water. But if you need a little pick me up, obviously there's coffee. I just don't get as much time to make my coffee. I like my homemade coffee. Uh, but I don't believe in drinking it daily. And same with soda, I wouldn't drink it daily. It's more like I'm really struggling, I'm crashing. That's where I pull out the snacks. That's where I pull out the sugar. That's where I pull out the soda. I'm gonna class that all in together. All that high salt, sugar, snack, etc. combo. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna say there's that. But hydration, ideally water. We'll get into that later. And I think that covers it. Sleep, diet, exercise, hydration. Let's take a break and see where we're at. But I think that's it. Okay, so I had to think about it good. I'm like, there's one more essential I'm missing. And again, I might revisit this. I might move things around. I don't want to go beyond 5 things. So I might eventually move hygiene to a miscellaneous. But I'm thinking it's that 5, right? If we talking about the Avatar, Airbender, all the big elements of health essentials, I'm gonna say hygiene's that number 5, right? Because past 5, I'm gonna move it to miscellaneous. I'm sorry, but and miscellaneous is more things we gotta think about. I'm gonna add stuff like disease, etc. into miscellaneous next. But the thing about disease, not everyone really has it. So yeah, you want to avoid it. That's a general thing, and we're talking very general. And this is a very intro to the channel. Probably have this spotlighted. Just as a reference to what this is all about. You won't see anything on this channel specifically that's not related to this. You'll find that on another channel. I got 1,000 other channels. This gotta be pretty much it, I'm thinking. Yeah, so keep it at that. and we'll start breaking them down one by one. Let me know what y'all think. We could always revise them. I might put updates, but this is gonna be again just a general guide. Let me know what y'all think. Alright, I believe in doing active research with y'all. I'll keep it real. I'm not going too past a Google search. I'm not gonna go into sources and this is Fox News, this is TMZ, this is a college university. I don't want to go into reliable sources. I'm not an English major, and I never studied specifically that past high school, middle school, maybe elementary. I dabbled in sources and what's more credible. We're just gonna do some basic searches. What does Google say? What does the AI say? We have y'all to comment in the comment section. We could figure this out together. You know what I mean? I'll try to be careful with my sources, but just a generality, right? Intro video, so just for moving forward. So let's see. We're gonna look up sleep recommended hours. I would do by age, but that's fine. It'll show. Because I've had a son, and you already know. When you have a newborn, they sleep like 50 hours a day. It's different, you know what I mean? But, even better, she'll say 16 hours a day. It's basically what you would be sleeping, they would be, what you would be awake, they would be sleeping. Not necessarily at the same time, but you know what I mean? Total. Well, that's annoying. I can't take that out. Anyway, first of all, let me take my cam out. Okay, so with sleep, you already see here. That's really what's recommended. You got a couple things here that depends on the age for sure. Really, it's just once you're past 6 years old, that's when you start sleeping normal. You got 9 to 8 hours. That's not a big range, so I'm gonna say 8 hours is what you want to aim for. 9, I'm gonna say it doesn't matter the age. 9 hours of sleep is pretty good. I was telling my mom, because she knows I work third shift and crazy hours. It's kind of generally bad to sleep more than, I guesstimated 8 to 12 hours is what you should aim for, right? For most people. And that's unless you somehow get a genetic test, doctor's test, and they tell you, oh, you only need 5 hours. You're one of the rare few. It's like, I don't know how they gauge that, but if you're somehow greenlit by your doctor, hey, do you sleep 5 hours, okay? But for most people that don't know and are just going off reference, I'm going to say sleep 8 to 12 hours. And you're decent, right? Is that fair? Off this alone, just a general search again. Mayo Clinic. I go to Mayo Clinic a lot, right? So we're going off this. Want to click it? Even better. What else they got on this? Obviously, if you're pregnant, you're gonna sleep more. I don't want to give you any advice if you're pregnant. And I hope I don't get kids on this channel because I'm doing adults only on all my settings. So I want to show plenty of marijuana, ganja, all that because that's part of my diet. So I don't even want to consider making kids videos, pregnancy videos. Past that, I'm hoping disease won't impact you from watching my videos. I think it's friendly to everything else. Again, I'm keto friendly for the most part. I go off course a bit. OMAD is what I think is not bad. If you're losing weight, I think OMAD, 1 meal a day, is pretty good. If you're not losing weight, 2 to 3 meals is pretty good, I think. And as minimum snacks in between. If you do no snacks in between your 2 to 3 meals a day for a non-weight loss plan, I think you're good. If you do 0 snacks between your 1 meal a day and you're eating healthy and everything else on my essentials is good, I don't see why not. I don't see why you can't lose weight. If you're sleeping good, you're dieting good, and how I just described, Any exercise. I don't care if you're walking 5 hours. No, 5 hours a day is crazy, bro. Like just jog for 30 minutes. If you're gonna walk 5 hours, bro, jog for 30 minutes, and go shower. I think you're better off. Drink your water. You know what I mean? If you're walking for 5 hours, what's the chances you're drinking all the water you should? I'm just saying. I don't believe in walking, man. All that. Go for a jog, push your body, get your muscles and your legs going. You don't have to fa fa fa. I think when you run at 100% speed, that's when you could go into, are you getting injured as you go? Am I too overweight to run so fast? But no, I think for an average weight person, it's like you should be okay with a small jog at 25 to 30% of your efficiency, let's say. Whatever you are, whoever you are, whatever your max is, if you're Usain Bolt versus a morbidly obese person, obviously that's going to be different. Speeds, range, time, you're going to get a different distance. I'm saying your max efficiency, where your heart is being worked up, your lungs, your muscles, your blood pressure, everything is going up as you run. I want you at 30% to 60, 75%, I'm going to say. That's pretty good for exercise. We'll get into that. We're talking hydration. You're drinking good amounts of water. At home, I keep one of these mugs. On the go, I keep a bottle that's probably a little smaller. But this is like the size of my... You should be drinking your head in water, I'm going to say. Just for reference. But again, we'll get into that later. Because I don't know the exact amount off memory. Again, it depends on age, pregnancy, etc. But I know most people aren't even close to it. So don't even think about exact amounts. I've seen people with the funny little bottles, with the milliliters. I'm looking at y'all. I'm suspicious. You know, I'm suspicious. Because I don't know the amount you're supposed to drink. I just know. My one excuse to get a water break while I'm recording, but I try to just keep my thing going during the day. I don't monitor it. I know I drink one of these, multiple times a day, ideally. So I would just find jugs that, roughly fit it. I heard as a kid it's like 8 cups or something back then. And I was trying to picture it. I'm like, I don't drink 8 cups. So that's what I mean. This is at least 2 or 3 cups. I know if I drink this multiple times a day, I'm hitting my fill. So just reference it. You don't have to be scientific, Joe Rogan-y. I do this way and just figure it out and make it a habit, consistent. I know when I'm not drinking this a day, and usually I don't feel good. When I'm not drinking my jugs of water alone, I don't feel good. That was a big issue for me in high school, really along with everything else on this. You know how it goes. But once I figured it out, it's like, okay, I feel better about it. But yeah, water is one of those where, believe it or not, some people just might not feel it. I felt it. I'm like, I think I might just be dehydrated because I could feel, essentially your mouth, you're dehydrated. That's easy to tell one. So I'm like, I'm always dehydrated. So the first one was I'm not drinking enough. The second one that was diet. Once you realize your diet is kind of impacting your hydration, that's when you realize you could also get more benefits from that. When you start adding the right fruits, vegetables. I mean, I'm not a big fruit guy, but vegetables, the most, I think, they have a lot of water, depending on the vegetable, salads. Like, I don't eat a lot of icebergs, shredded lettuce type things. Because I feel like compared to spinach mix, just on a weekly basis, it's like I'm more hoping to get that spinach mix and spring salad mix and spinach. You get that in, that's gonna get most of your nutrition, and then obviously I drink a lot of water, so it's like versus eating shredded lettuce just to get water. There's better choices you can make in that way. If you happen to love shredded lettuce, and there you go, you don't have to worry about as much water. If you happen to just say, man, I hate spinach, I'm gonna eat everything else, but I could tolerate iceberg lettuce. Start there. And once you're eating iceberg lettuce for a year, There's no way you can't just little by little add a dab of spinach, just a little tiny bit. Buy a family pack, the $5 packs. Do a handful, and make it last the whole week. Every day, it's a little pinch, and every day you eat a little more, and see how you feel. You're gonna poop a lot. You're gonna feel better. Can we add that to hygiene? Poop. That's before hygiene. Oh, or is that part of diet? I don't know. Or you could have your poop with hydration. Where you want your poop hydrate. Let's not go there. Alright. We could think about that later. But that's it. It doesn't take much. If you know you're sleeping at night, cross that off your schedule. If you plan what you eat, this means you're not riding around looking for McDonald's. On the way to work, on the way home, or whatever else you got in between, avoid those big flashy signs. That Wendy's redhead telling you 5 for $5. The Burger King, I don't know what they do now. But I heard the burgers are getting smaller. Shrinkflation. You want that? You want that? For your money? I will eat $30 in Burger King on any day and still be hungry within hours of that. I could eat so much Chinese food and still be starving within an hour of that. Bring me to any buffet, and I eat a lot. They look at me funny on my third plate. KFC, you want to get $50 of chicken. I still got, what's that, 7 drumsticks? I'm not even joking. 7 drumsticks, thighs mixed in. We could look at this later or another time. $50. I guarantee you, after tax, will not get you 7 pieces of chicken. Chicken gotta be the cheapest meat at the store. And all you gotta do is salt it. Cut it up a little bit. I mean, salt it, cut it, wash it, whatever you do first. Cover that bitch in some egg and flour. Also put some more salt, hopefully in the flour. We could get nerdy, but really, you cut the chicken, egg and flour, throw it in hot oil. You could bake it like that. Whatever you want to do. Stovetop, there's so many ways. That could cost you, not including electricity and stuff. Damn. 7, the chicken you could get, I could get a pack of 16 drumsticks about for $4 sometimes. So you want to talk cheap food, not fast food, cheap food. Fast food is known to be cheap. It's no longer cheap. The cheapest meat you could get is probably what I just said. You get some chicken, and you still, from that dollar or two you save compared to beef, you buy like a pack of beef for probably twice the rate. You could buy flour and make it last of all your other foods. That's what I mean in cost, right? Because the chicken is cheap, but you want to have other materials. That alone, the chicken plus extra materials, is cheaper than going to buy the fast food. And time-wise, if you prep it, and all you got to do is microwave it, you're good too. Now the issue is if you want chicken, right, and you microwave it, it might get soft, all the flour, that's cool, but you don't want to pick and choose. You know, we're worried about a diet. Little by little, we could figure out what works for you. I'm not morbidly obese, so I don't have to worry about oil so much, I hope. You know, there's diabetes, cholesterol, all that stuff. I'm health conscious. I hope I don't have to go there. But we'll see as I age. Dun, dun, dun. But besides that, yeah, I'm talking to the general person. Again, if you sleep, your diet's generally, sleep regular, you got that mark. Your diet's, what I just discussed. If you figure out, oh, actually, before that, I might even change these. Hold on, let's make this smoother. because hydration is more connected to diet, so we could even branch off it, right? Ooh, ooh. So let's do that. Let's do that. So again, hydration. If you're drinking your water, fit. I'm not gonna go into that again. You're exercising, whatever works for you. I would even say go as far as, if you like boxing, get a punching bag. You could be literally one of those 1,000-pound people I've seen on those shows, and you could be one of them. I've seen them raise their hand for a controller. That's enough to punch a bag. You don't gotta punch it hard and look like you guts and berserk. Like, nah, you could start slow. Literally, just, you can literally raise your hand, right? Because one of those things people don't realize about fighting is you have so much weight in your arm alone, right? That's why it's annoying to pick up. That's why when you're boxing at high speed and move your arm, it's annoying, but you could be overweight. That's the easy one. Just start raising your hand. You could be handicapped, right? That's the easy one. Raise your hand. It's heavy. Like you fighting, boxing. You don't even got a grip, nothing. Just, right? Do the motion. That's really what matters. My arm is already feeling tired. That's exercise, right? This is my bad arm. I already do so much during the day from work, this and that, where it's like, that's good enough for my right arm. I don't even bother, right? And I'm happy with that, right? That gets me the results I need, right? I walk a lot. It's a bad economy right now. I've been taking the bus. Guess who can't pay their insurance right now? So until I figure that out, I'm doing my little walking that benefits me financially, with exercise. Financially, wow. You know what financially reminds me of? Wow, we might need 6 of these. Ooh, chat. Oh, hold on. Ooh. We could put that mental health a little bit. Okay. I didn't think about that too much. Because financials, you know how people are doing right now. We got a lot of people losing their marbles. I don't want to say it starts there, but I'm going to say that's the bow on top, right? If you have all of these in check, all of these in check, this is a nice bow on top, right? So I'm going to even keep it highlighted like that for a sec. That's so perfect right there. Ooh, look at that. You got sleep boxed off. You got that scheduled. Whatever you got to do. They say alcohol is bad for your sleep, weed's bad for your sleep. I say if you're sleeping, you're sleeping. So that's my tip. If you have trouble sleeping and you don't drink or smoke, maybe now's the time. Have a little shot or two, pop, and go to sleep. Guarantee you'll be out. Do whatever activity you need to do. Have a little book next to you. I've been reading lately. I'm halfway in Berserk right now, so just caught up to all the show parts. But I've been reading on my laptop. Every time I wake up, I have a dead laptop next to me now, right? That's better than when I used to watch videos and stay up because I'm scrolling. I'm looking for the right video. I'm too tired to register the video. I'm falling asleep, waking up. Now I just sleep. And believe it or not, when you're so tired from sleeping versus video scrolling, doom scrolling, right? Let's compare the two. You are too tired. You say, let me close this book and sleep, right? Even if you like the book, eventually you say, I don't know what I just read. I just read a page or two and fell asleep through it. You close that book and you're good. I find doom scrolling, that shit's really a drug. Like, I gotta be studied, dude. Like the whole more. Like, you want to stay awake just to doom scroll, right? That phone. So it's say, do stuff like reading maybe. That'll be better on your, again, mental health. Reading. Doesn't matter if it's fantasy. Besides manga, or comics, I don't really focus on books that have pictures or textbooks. I'm big on textbooks. But that being said, I like more nonfiction when I read. I have trouble reading fiction. If I do read fiction, it needs pictures. I don't know if I said that in a bad order, but yeah, if I read fiction, it needs pictures. It has to be manga, textbooks, those things I just said. But nonfiction, that's the A1 for me, man. Whatever it is, I prefer, if it has no pictures especially, I need nonfiction, but that's just me. But I don't know why I'm talking about reading. That's another thing. But and hygiene, right? Whatever you're doing here, you could be sleeping good, you're eating perfect, you're hydrated 100%, 110%, right? Because there's a limit on hydration, so But for the most part, most people should be okay not meeting that limit and exceeding it too bad. Exercise, there's also a limit. Just like diet, there's a limit. Maybe you do want some fast food, right? Me personally, I do have my times where I wolf out. I'm like, whatever I'm doing, it's been days I've been eating right. I'm not trying to lose weight like that. Like little by little, I've been happy with my progress. So some days it's like, yeah, fuck all the diet. I want to wolf out. What could get me full right now? So I swear I'll do something like a buffet. I'll go get fast food, the cheapest combo, like deals, the 5 for 6 budget meals, right? I'll get them big ass budget meals, fill my stomach, and then keep going. If that's what I need to do to troop along, that's what I'm gonna do to troop along. But you wanna keep that minimum, far in between. The more I diet, the more I've done the math, the more I've improved that stuff. Like I don't know how to call this, but like when I used to work an office job and make a lot of decent money while sitting, it was like I'd buy these $30 combo meals, and this is before the recession. I think if I bought all that stuff now, it would probably equal to $50 in food, and we're talking about one sitting. And this is where mentally I registered it. It's like it gets you full short term so easily. That might be the drugs they put in the food too. Keep in mind, because they do mess with your food. All these companies, be it you buy it at the store, but especially fast food, they do a lot of stuff to your food. Believe it or not, proven. You could do the research. You could doom watch. I watch videos like that on fast food. There's a lot to it. Ugh. But definitely hygiene, right? You do everything right. You exercise right. Hygiene is one of those where you don't want to be dirty or that. Imagine you're sleeping in filth the whole time, right? While you're eating, all your dishes are dirty, right? Pretend you didn't do any dishes. You're like, why am I gonna wash it if it's gonna be dirty again, right? Somehow you can stomach eating through dirty dishes and flies, whatever's in your house, zero hygiene, right? Eventually you're gonna get sick. So that's where I'm gonna add doctor. Because there's certain things I can't really teach you. I'm gonna study certain things relating to medicine, doctors' practices, but at the end of the day, I don't want to give too much advice that leans into that. So that's why I'll make that its own category, straight up. I'm like, what do I call it? I think I'm gonna call it doctor. So I could call it medicine. Let's add medicine. Let's add medicine. Medicine. You know what? Let's put that on top of doctor. Because for example, I'm very pro cannabis, and I don't need a doctor's recommendation on that. It just works for me. I've had it for years. I've made it more efficient throughout the years. That's my medicine. Other than that, I try to really avoid medicine. When I'm extremely sick, I use NyQuil, DayQuil. And my belief on that is, if you think you're gonna be sick 7 days, 14 days, whatever it is, in the median of that, right? So if it's 14 days, 7 would be the median, right in the middle, right? At that time is where I believe in taking the medicine, because you want your body to the first half build immunity, second half you take the medicine, and it's gonna help you, just give that power punch, right? You got your immunity plus the medicine, versus if you take the medicine, you got and you don't. If you think you're about to be sick for 14 days, you're gonna take that little NyQuil, DayQuil cycle the whole time. First of all, that's expensive in today's economy, because motherfuckers can't afford medicine. Let's keep it true. Second of all, the immunity, I believe, your tolerance of it, similar thing, right? It's gonna be kind of different. So you don't have the same. Not only do you not have your body immunity, but now the medicine's ineffective. You're tolerant to the medicine. right? So then that's not doing anything to really. It's suppressing the symptoms. So I think it's better to go home. That's where you want to put sleep on overdrive, diet on overdrive, hydration on overdrive, and yes, exercise on overdrive. Now, when you're sick, you can't run the same, you can't exercise the same. If you can get up from bed when you have one of those true fevers where you're basically putting your arms in a coffin, that's how sick you feel. You think you're gonna die, right? You coughing like that. Yeah, I'm ready. I'm good. Okay, I'm good to go. And somehow you get better. Like, oh wow, I thought I was done on that. If you're that sick to get up from bed, if you go for a little walk, that's where I'll say that's, something you want to consider. But again, if you already have things like cancer, advanced diseases, and things I'm not knowledgeable in, not trying to bring this to that too much, these topics too much. Unless you just want to watch videos and binge health videos, maybe this will give you some tips along the way you can pick up. But as far as the main audience, I don't know. I'm talking general, like the average population, average American, whether little fat, little overweight, or underweight, somewhere in the middle, whatever you think you are, or whatever people perceive you as, whatever you are in your BMI, just giving some general advice. But yeah, that's pretty much it, right? But again, hygiene, whatever's covered here, that's gonna affect you if you're sick, because you're dirty, because you don't wash, you don't clean your house, you don't clean yourself, you don't brush your teeth, you don't shower every day. Shower every day, multiple times a day. Brush your teeth multiple times a day. You hear me? I know you hear me. Please start. You need to. Dirty motherfucker. Anyway, we talking about, if that's all covered, right? Your mental health isn't perfect. You gotta start looking at past trauma. That's where, again, this is my channel, so I don't gotta give you doctor recommended, school recommended advice. My advice is, if all this is covered and you can maintain that, I'm gonna stress that again. If all these essentials are covered and you can maintain that, and your mental health ain't right, you depressed, you anxious, you name it. That's usually the most common ones from the start, right? That's what I had. I mostly had anxiety growing up, social anxiety, right? I had to figure myself out. Consider mushrooms, psychedelic mushrooms, psilocybin, whatever you want to call it. I don't believe in acid too much, but I know some people prefer acid. For especially mental health, I would say stick to mushrooms. But whatever you gotta do, I've never done ecstasy. They're about to make that legal. If that's what you gotta do, maybe mushrooms isn't for you. Maybe you need to go and climb a mountain, and that's gonna give you mental clarity enough to figure out your issues. Everyone's different. Maybe a strong ass edible. That's borderline psychedelic. If you barely take weed, you've been smoking for 5 weeks, like these kids in high school who get edible bars and take the 1,000 mg, and they're just in Jupiter because you took 1,000 mg with no tolerance. They might figure out some mental shit they got going on, good or bad. You know what I mean? Hey, that's what it takes sometimes. Pushing yourself. Exercise is a big one too, to figure yourself out. You might figure out you need to punch shit. You need martial arts in your life, right? You need to punch shit, get it out, and you feel much better. Sometimes it's a simple fix. You don't gotta think about the time you was a kid and you tripped and hurt your toe. And that's what's hurting your mental health. You might just have an imbalance of anger, and martial arts just balances it out. You might have an attention issue like I do, and smoking weed balances it out. And that could also go into the medicine route again. But you could, this is all something you could work on. As a generality, if you could do these main things, keep them green boxed, right? We got these all under. Where's that shit? What's that? Keep that green, right? We're good, right? I'm gonna take that out because I don't need it. But yeah, that's really what I preach. on this channel in general. If I'm ever wrong, I'm not mad at it. There's nothing I lose from it. I'll be sad if I've been eating spring salad mix for years and it comes out, oh, like when I'm 60 years old, we find out spring salad mix is worse than iceberg lettuce this whole time. I'm gonna be so mad that I learned to taste tolerate spring salad mix. I learned all these ways to use it and make it. I've learned all these advanced ways to process it healthier, right? Personally, I do some fresh, some steamed, some cooked with my food. I mix it up all three ways because I like it that much, right? And I believe in it that much as a diet, uh, nutrition dense food, mineral dense, all that stuff you need. I believe in it that much. Where I'm like, I want it processed different ways in my diet, right? Potatoes, I don't care, right? I have potatoes in my diet. It's kind of filling and healthy at the same time compared to rice. Is that other filling food alternative? If I'm not eating potatoes to fill up, I'm probably eating rice. So it's like, ooh, I'll get the least nutritious potato, and that's gonna do me better than eating a bunch of rice. Right or wrong? The healthiest rice, multi-grain, whatever people preach is the healthiest rice, quinoa rice, whatever you wanna make up, right? Uh, that's my philosophy, right? You got a hierarchy, a tier list of what's healthier. Probably do a lot of tier lists in this channel. Yeah, we doing a lot of tier lists, yo. So, but yeah, I'm trying to think. Again, we're gonna add to that MISC over time. I'll probably keep to save these spreadsheets. So, I might give you updates over time on how that's going. Just straight up videos on an update for the spreadsheet. But I'm gonna try to keep it. I'm gonna try to keep it to this. Let's move on to. Yeah, really, I was gonna try to break them all down a little more, but that's really it. I'm gonna keep it at that, and I'm gonna make a separate video on diet, probably right now. On just in general, what I recommend, just for me sitting. But again, I like to more show you than I do, so let's consider this a theory video, a classroom video. But I'll make you plenty of videos of what I eat during the day. You'd be surprised, for a channel focused on diet, I'm gonna make a lot of foods that worry more about financials. Because again, this economy, we want to consider that, right? I don't even want to say names of diet YouTubers or anything like that, but all these general doctor YouTubers that'll show you how to eat right, they're telling you all this food that most people can't afford, and it's like, you got to consider how you're gonna spread that out, how you're gonna save it, ration it. Uh, for example, strawberries. I don't buy strawberries because I feel like they go bad in like 3 days. And sometimes you buy it. I've gone to multiple food stores where in that food store, and again, I don't want to say names, but I'm talking very high up known food supermarkets, and they will have bad strawberries. Sometimes they look beautiful, and it's like I feel like they straight up just painted at this point. Like, I'm convinced, like, they're so bad. They look good, and it's like the second you bring it home, it could be a 5 minute drive in the AC. You look at it when you get home, you're like, I swear I looked at it at the supermarket for 2 seconds. It looked good, right? But you start taking them out, and you see the one that already has a little blue, and it's like, what? Shit's already moldy, like, so I'm efficient in that. I feel salad I never have big issues with. As a generality, I don't believe in food lasting more than 7 days in the fridge if they're healthy. If you're eating everything you should, when I started dieting, and again, this is stuff I'm gonna cover more in the diet videos. I had to check I was recording. Hold up. But when I started dieting, right, we're talking about over 10 years ago. I left high school. I'm living on my own in a studio, right? I'm making all my food. No one's cooking for me but myself or the people I buy fast food from, etc., right? And I'm only having fast food. I ain't getting no restaurant food unless I got a girl kind of pushing me to go on a date, and I'm like, oh, no, take my money. So that aside, I'm making all my food. And when I got into spinach, I had trouble with it. I hope I didn't try cooking it for long. I think I figured out pretty early spinach is way better if you don't cook it. Maybe, depending on the person. Me personally, that was it. Now that I've been eating it so long, it's just I rather eat them bulk spinach salads, yes, daily. That's how I eat 80% of my salad. But I do like throwing it as it gets old. If it's been a whole week and I haven't eaten my salad and you start getting them soggy bits, that's how you know a week is a lot for spring salad mix. Or maybe if it lasts you 2 weeks before you get soggy bits, hey, better to you, brother. But past that, if you don't get soggy bits, it might just be it's saving itself different. I don't know if you got bacteria doing something different. I don't know how that works, but generally I say a week on most fruits, vegetables. 3 days ideally. So if you don't eat, unless it's something like bananas, you want it to ripen a certain amount, avocados, certain things like that. But for an average food that's ready to eat and healthy, I think 3 days even. By 3 days, I try to cut it up and whatever I want to season it with, if I have to, certain vegetables, if that's what you want to do, and then I throw it in the freezer. I'm sorry, I freeze it. Right, I take it out before it fully deep freezes, before it hits that 100%. When it's like 90, 80% frozen, that's when I take it out of that plate, put it into a new Tupperware, shake it up. I pre-break it up so it's ready to be used individually. So if I have carrots, right, it's ready to have a little slice. That's what I like for carrots. A slice, a circle of carrots. Boom, I could add that to my rice. If I'm gonna make a rice, that's a sit down for a one person portion, right? I'm gonna say a half a cup of rice, right? If I want to really eat a lot, one or two people, a half a cup of rice will do. You use a half a cup of rice, mix a bunch of vegetables, a bunch of meat, eggs. I'm very big on. You're pretty much good. Again, fruits I don't eat a lot of, so this includes bananas and avocado. Personally, that's the extent of the fruits I eat, right? That's like a Dominican thing, right? We eat bananas and avocado, so just long term I adapted that into my mindset when I eat. But that aside, you won't really catch me eating strawberries. You know, blueberries are the healthier fruit. So if I do buy a fruit for myself, it's usually blueberry. Anything that's a mega fruit, really. Blueberry is the only one I could think of. That's a mega food. So I'm gonna say mega fruit. Uh, yeah. But like if my son wants fruit, obviously he wants food. But if he wants fruit, he'll say, "Dad, I want strawberries." So you know that then it's like, all right, strawberries not horrible. It's pretty good for you. So if I have some, instead of them going bad, that's where I'll eat it too. You know what I mean? I'm not opposed to strawberries either. Don't get me wrong. Or eating fruit. It's just it's not something that fits me. So I get it if like salad is just at an extreme, you just cannot tolerate salad, which I consider the best health food. If you can't eat salad, you're behind the ball. Like you gotta catch up. You better start running, right? Because everyone else is already halfway to the finish line because you don't want to eat salad. So that's what I believe. Spring salad mix is like a what are you doing if you're doing any sort of dieting and not having spring salad mix. But again, we'll get to it. All these healthier foods, we could break that down, right? Uh, but yeah, that's really it. Hope you guys enjoy. Let me know what you think. Have a good one. Try to be healthy out there. Try to stay in check with everything you need. Y'all have a nice day. Subscribe, comment, and like.